Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, we are back with a huge video today. We've got creating an alternate UFC 301 card. So, let's get straight into it with the prelim headliner, Anthony Smith versus Vitor Petrino. This is actually on the event, so I have just moved it slightly. This is the second fight on the main card, but I don't think there's particularly much interest for this fight, so I've shuffled it about a bit. I mean, other prelim headliners you could think of could possibly be like a heavyweight fight with maybe a Marcos Rogero de Lima. I'm not too sure, maybe a Mayra Bueno Silva, but yeah. I have got one thing to say though. In an ideal world, if UFC 300 didn't have a few stinker fights like Andrade versus Rodriguez, then I would have moved it to this card. But obviously, that's already on the UFC 300 card. In an ideal world, that would be on this card, but for some reason it's on UFC 300. So yeah, Anthony Smith versus Vitor Petrino. I'd probably root for Anthony to win. I quite like Anthony, considering what he did in the John Jones fight, and like he didn't accept the disqualification win, because you have to beat the champion to be the champion, and he was happy to accept the beating that he got. But yeah, anyway. Next fight we have, I don't actually know how to say this guy's name. I think it's Chao Borrallo, but I might be wrong. Chao Borrallo versus Michel. Is it Michel or Michael? Because I've heard it looks like Michael, but yeah, Pereira. This guy is absolute Donny. He's got some insane highlights. So the reason I've got this kicking off the main card is because this is the only fight I've come up with. I'm only doing the top 6 fights, by the way, but this is the only fight on the card that is Brazil versus Brazil, so it makes sense for this to have, like, you know, a significant spot. This could also be maybe the prelim headliner. You could switch this and the Anthony Smith fight, but yeah, I'd be rooting for Pereira to win, not Alex, but purely because I think he's got a very interesting style. He's great on the feet, and yeah, I'd be interested to see how that fight would play out. I haven't seen Borrallo, I don't know how to say his first name, but I haven't seen Borrallo fight at all. I might have seen him fight once or twice, but I don't remember him being particularly great. On the actual card, he's matched up against Paul Craig. I would save Paul Craig for the UK card, have him fight maybe a Chris Weidman, and then they can both retire on the same day or something. But yeah, next we have Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. I don't know, he's British, so I should probably know. It does seem a bit hypocritical of me to have saved Paul Craig for the UK card, and then in the next fight used an English guy. But Murphy, I mean, he isn't going to be on the UK card, because this fight is supposed to be headlining Fight Night in the Apex. But I think that as much as the Brazilian crowd don't deserve an amazing pay-per-view card after what they did to Glover, I still feel like it would be nice for them to see, you know, a legend in Edson Barboza fight. I'm hoping that Lerone Murphy wins, because like I said, they don't deserve, you know, Edson to win, and also because I'm British, so, you know, I've got to back my own kind. But yeah, I think, yeah, he's undefeated. He's 13-0-1, so this is a big challenge for both guys. A big step up for Lerone, and I mean, an undefeated prospect for Edson, but not a step up, if that makes, like, he's fighting down in the ranks. I could have also matched him up against maybe a Josh Emmett, but I'd like to see Josh Emmett saved for a fight against Arnold Allen on the UK card. I should probably make a UK card after this, because I know a lot more British fighters than I do Brazilian. But yeah, anyway, for the featured fight of the night, I have gone for Paulo Costa versus Anthony Hernandez. I've seen a lot of people say Paulo Costa versus an Imavov, but I personally think that I don't know. I think Paulo Costa needs a bit more of a step down in competition, because he's gone his last. I don't know who he fought before Robert Whittaker. I'll have a look. But obviously the Robert Whittaker fight was him fighting at the top of the rankings. I'm still shocked that he actually made the walk. Let me have a look. Paulo Costa. So before Robert Whittaker, he fought Luke Rockhold, okay, and then Marvin Vettori. So he's had a bit of a rocky career since being beaten by Adesanya, but I could see him bouncing back from you know, a bit of a skid. And he was a really fun. I think, did they get fight of the night on 290? No, I don't think they did get fight of the night. But you know, no, they didn't. But Paulo Costa is a very entertaining fighter, and I'd like to see. I can imagine the stare down between these two guys being a bit of a weird one. You've just got them both smiling at each other. And yeah, I think this will be a pretty fun fight. Anthony Hernandez coming off the win over Roman Kopylov on the same card. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. In real life, he's booked to fight Roman Dolidze, but I don't know. That's not particularly a fight that interests me at all. I think this fight would make a lot more sense. Anthony Hernandez is quite good on the ground. I feel like Paulo Costa is one of those guys, a bit like Yoel Romero, that has really good ground game but never uses it. Let me see what. Usually on the UFC website it says, oh, I know. Okay, Paulo Costa's fighting style as a striker, according to the website. But yeah, I feel like this would be a really fun fight, and you've got two personalities in the ring, octagon. But yeah, I would rather see Anthony Hernandez than Imavov. But yeah, also I think Imavov should fight Cannonier, and I think Strickland should fight maybe an Usman for the second time. But yeah, anyway, for the co-main event, I have also changed this one because in real life it's Jonathan Martinez versus Jose Aldo, but I would rather see this fight. We've got Dominic Cruz versus Jose Aldo. I think this makes a lot more sense. This is a big legacy fight, and you've got two guys who are the arguable GOATs of their division. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and I don't know anything about Jonathan Martinez particularly. I don't see why it was him that was chosen to fight Jose Aldo. I don't know if it does much for the trajectory of him in the rankings if he beats a guy who isn't ranked and was retired. But yeah, I think this would be a fun fight. I think Dominic Cruz hasn't got many fights left in him either. So yeah, it'd be nice to see these two battle it out. Also, I don't know who Dominic Cruz is going to fight next because he's not booked to fight anyone. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, that is my co-main event of Dominic Cruz versus Jose Aldo. I mean, I like both guys. I don't know who would win. But I would be here for it. I think Dominic Cruz might, but I don't know, because the last performance of Jose Aldo we saw was against Merab, and obviously he lost that fight. But we now know that Merab's the number one ranked bantamweight in the world, so he's definitely not just some random guy. Dominic Cruz got knocked out by Chito Vera, who then got peppered by Sean. So I'm not sure. It's quite a close one, but yeah. Anyway, the main event. Okay, in real life, I have no clue. Whoops. Sorry. The main event. Okay, in real life, I have absolutely no clue why it went to Steve Ercik. I don't know if Albazi or... Well, I've chosen... Alright, my main event is Pantoja versus Albazi. I don't know if Albazi was maybe injured or something like that, but to give the title shot to the number 10 ranked guy does seem a bit weird. I mean, they went past Royval, which makes sense because he did just have a title shot, and I think he got 50-45'd. Moreno obviously shouldn't get a title shot because he's coming off a loss. Albazi is coming off a win, although it's a bit of an arguable one. Kai Kara France is technically coming off a loss, but it was a bit of a robbery. Mateus Nicolau, I don't know who did he just fight. He just fought Royval and lost, so obviously not him. Cape is probably coming off a win. Yeah, coming off a win, but equally misses weight a lot. He just pulled out of his fight night main event. I'm surprised it didn't go to Mohamed Makayev if it could have gone to anyone, because he's undefeated, so it'd make a lot of sense. But yeah, Alex Perez wasn't going to get it because he just lost. But Tim Elliott, who's Tim Elliott just fought? Tim Elliott's coming off a win as well, so I don't know why they had 1, 2, 3, 4 people above Steve Ercik that probably could have got the title shot. So I'm not sure why it went to Steve Ercik, but anyway, on my card we've got Amir Albazi, and I think I'd be rooting for Pantoja to win. The problem with the Steve Ercik fight is I sort of want him to win because he doesn't deserve it at all, and it would just kind of be funny to see him win. Also, the jokes about him looking like the guy from The Office are quite funny. So I feel like if he walks out to the Office theme tune, that would be jokes. But yeah, so Pantoja versus Albazi would be my main event. I don't know why they gave it to Usyk. That's the main thing with this card, I think. The reason it seems so cursed. Like, I think it would be okay if it was given to an Albazi. Like, it wouldn't be an awful... I mean, it would be a bad card, but it wouldn't be, like, as bad as it is. But the champion versus the number 10 ranked guy it just doesn't make sense to me. And it's not like everyone at the top was like coming off a losing. Well, I mean, it would be pretty hard for them to be coming off a loss if they're at the top. But you know what I mean? Like, everyone at the top was booked or busy, because there's like I said, 4 guys who could have fought upwards. Yeah, I'm not sure, but hopefully, I mean, I doubt the UFC will add many more fights to this card, but hopefully they can pull something out the bag for the actual one's pretty dead. If you haven't seen it, then check it out. But they just need to chuck a Paulo Costa on there, and I think it would save your event. But yeah, anyway, that is my UFC 301 card. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Peace, love, and guidance. I'm out.